Alright, how's it going, guys? Just making sure my audio is working here. Think it's okay. Sounds good. I don't know if there's any weird, humming in the background. I got my old mic set up here. Gave the lapel ones back over to Devin, so those are back at his place. But yeah, as you can see, I'm here by myself doing the month in review. That's because we really didn't get many games played, especially Devin. He only got a handful of games played. So I got the majority of them, so I decided I would just go ahead and do this live. Since tomorrow's the 4th of July, I just wanted to do it a day early. So hopefully some of you guys can hop on here. If not, that's fine too. We'll just go over all... I think I put 18 on the thumbnail, but I realized there was 19 because I skipped Devin's Pandemic. Not like I can talk about that much because I have been completely avoiding his playthroughs because I will play that game at some point. So you guys can see I have a game here set up. I was playing something a little bit earlier, and this is going to be something that I'll stream later next week. So that is on my table for now. But yeah, let's go ahead and we can get started here and start talking about what games we have played, or majority, what games have I played this month. So let me change this angle just a little bit just to get this. And there we go. So first up, I got to play Century Spice Road. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I actually generally always play the Golem edition, but Century Spice Road is the exact same game, just a different skin. This was the original version of it that had to do with trading spices, of course. So in this game, you are kind of building out this deck of cards that you're gathering from this card river, this card deck in the middle of the game area, and you're adding those cards onto your hand, and you're just doing a bunch of trades. You're trading out these spices in this version. So you have, I don't know what it is, it's the yellow spice, and you can play a card to upgrade that yellow to a green, or possibly upgrade that green to the brown. You could possibly trade a brown and a yellow to get a red. So you're just doing all sorts of trades to get these different types of spices that you can then trade for a victory point card. So it will be something like 2 yellows, a green, 2 browns, and a red, or something like that. So you trade in those spices, you collect that card, and then the game ends depending on how many people you're playing with. After you collect a certain number of those, you'll tally up your victory points. Whoever has the most wins. So as you guys know, or as some of you guys know, Kirsten and I, my wife, we went to... did we play this one there? We actually didn't. We played this one at the beginning of the month. We got to go up to our local game tavern there, D20, and we got to play this one. And it's a ton of fun. We just really enjoy this one. Once the people know the game, once you're playing it with somebody that knows it, turns are very quick. They're very snappy. You're just picking up a card, playing a card, doing the resource exchange, buying a new card, and just kind of going like that. So really good one. Devin and I just recorded a video, I want to say it was last week, about our top deck builders. This one made my list. I absolutely love this game. Like I said, I like the Golem version just a little bit more, but that's just all aesthetic reasons. So yeah, that was Century Spice Road. I got to play this one, Creature Caravan, twice this month, possibly 3 times. I think it was twice. And first time with my wife again, same night. And so this is just a, tableau builder where you are getting all these creatures. Hey Dennis, yeah, Century is just a terrific game. Absolutely love it. But this is just a tableau builder where you are trying to get different creatures or different cards in your tableau that combo off each other, just to get the most victory points. So, for example, you have some cards that are magic cards, or they might have a magic characteristic, and they score if you have 3 other magic creatures, or if you have a specific card in your tableau. So you're really just kind of digging through this deck, trying to find the cards that will synergize with each other, and then just have them, in your tableau. So I got to play this one with my wife. This is her favorite game of all time. She absolutely loves it. Anytime that I mention it, she is down to play it. I also got to solo this one on the channel. I have soloed it in the past, but I made a pretty big rules mistake on it, so I wanted to redo that. And it was funny, during the solo, my wife texted me and said, "You didn't invite me to play this one," because she just loves it so much. But yeah, it's a really fun one. It's a good Red Raven game. It's async, so you can or not async, it's simultaneous. You're doing stuff at the same time. So I enjoy playing that with my wife because we can just kind of look at each other and go back and forth. Devin's complaint on the game is that since it's simultaneous and everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, you don't know what anybody's doing. And at the end of the game, you just kind of score points. Again, I think that's okay at a lower player count, but at the higher player count, I do kind of see that a little bit. But yeah, Creature Caravan, terrific game. Absolutely love it. Pretty much anything that Red Raven puts out is a banger for me. And I actually just got an email today from GameFound about the Above and Below Haunted that's going to be delivering soon. So I did back that game. Hopefully I get it in the next week or two. And then that one will be featured on the channel. Hey, Ken. Yeah, this one, it's been featured on the channel a couple times. And yeah, I think it's a banger for sure. All right. Up next, we have Escape from the Moon. Where did I put it? I thought it was right up there. Maybe I let Devin borrow it. I don't remember. Escape from the Moon. This is a little small box solo deck builder. I got to solo it on the channel. Plays in about 20 minutes or so. This is a fun game. I think it's good for what it is. I don't think there's a ton of replayability factor in it. Maybe if you play it, very kind of sporadically, going on vacation or something like that, it's a good 20, 30 minute thing to do. But I think if you play it just back to back to back, it'll be hard because the cards are all the same, and there's not enough of them for it to really make a difference. You're always going to put out the same cards. The order is going to be different, but you're always going to have the same cards. So you're going to know that on the back of this too, you can use it to search for 5. Or on the back of this card, it's going to let you move further. So you kind of know what cards to go for and what to do first. But for a small box game, I think it's good. I think it's fun. And it does exactly what it needs to. It doesn't need to do anything more than that. It's never going to be, a staple game. But for a small deck builder, good game. All right, up next here we have Everdell. First time playing this. So, like I was saying, my wife and I, we went to Washington, just kind of as a trip, us two. And one night we were there. We were just kind of looking online. There's a board game shop that we had been to before in West Seattle. And we were just kind of looking at it. Meeple's Games, I believe is what it was called. And, I just happened to look on there and they were having a game night. It was Thursday. They were doing, game nights on Thursday night. So my wife and I decided to go up there. We were one of the first people there just because we wanted to get there early, just to make sure that we could get a seat at a table, kind of introduce ourselves to people, talk around, that kind of stuff. And so we got to this table. And there was a jacket on there. There was nobody sitting there, but there was Everdell was sitting there. So, I've heard a lot about the game. I know a little bit about the game. And so I told my wife, I was like, all right, let's go ahead and sit down here and, and we can try it. So Nina was the lady's name. She was an older lady. I don't want to guess her age. I'm probably way off, but we're going to say 60, if not plus, but somewhere around there. And so she comes every week, and she had said that she had brought Everdell the week before or something like that. It's one of her favorite games, and she just wanted to teach people. So I told her, I was like, hey, we've never played before. You can go ahead and teach us. We'll wait for more people if they want to come, but if not, I'm okay playing with just us three. And so as she was setting up, I was just kind of glancing through the rule book. And honestly, just looking at the rule book, I knew exactly how to play it. I knew that it was just going to be a little tableau builder, very similar to a creature caravan, where if you have this card, you get to do this ability, or if you have this card, you do this, or if you have this, you can score more. So that's kind of what I told my wife. I was like, hey, just think of this as, a creature caravan. Go to these spaces to get resources, and then go here to get that kind of card. So with that being said, I had a pretty good first turn, but then I quickly realized that I used all of my resources, and resources were fairly hard to come by in the game. So if you know anything about Everdell, you know the green cards, those give you kind of a one-time bonus when you play them, and then they give you another bonus when you change seasons, for the most part. There's some times where you don't get it, but it's kind of a reoccurring way to get something. Your purple cards are your end game scoring, and then you have some other cards that give you other benefits. So the first season, I did not play any green cards, so I had no reoccurring bonuses for the, I guess it's summer. I think you start off in the spring. And so that felt pretty bad because Kirsten was knocking it out. She was playing green card, getting resources, and so she prolonged her spring or whatever the first season was for quite a bit. And then when she transferred to the next one, she was able to get more resources. So in that next one, I was just kind of like, okay, let me try to do that a little bit more. But at this point, I was already kind of behind. So I knew at this point there was no coming back in this game. I think the second season, whatever that was, I took a couple turns and then passed. And then Kirsten probably had double the amount of turns as I did. And at that moment, I was just like, ooh, I'm doing real bad here. She got you at reserving resources. Yeah. And so then Nina, the person that we were playing with, she was doing her thing. And then I noticed that she was getting a lot of purple cards, so those scoring cards. I was like, okay, so I guess I got to do that too. So the last season, trying to just do what I can to get as many points as I can. Didn't do too well. Kirsten, again, she was just prolonging those rounds, going longer and longer. I told her, I said, you're going to win this game, hands down. And then so I was out of the game, waiting for them to finish. Then Nina got out of the game. We were waiting for Kirsten to finish. She took a couple more turns. Then we're like, all right, let's go ahead and score. Well, Kirsten didn't realize that the purple cards were the cards that really score the victory points. So even though she was getting a lot of resources and playing a lot of cards, she wasn't really making a ton of points. And then Nina, who had played the game before, she was getting a lot of purple cards and ended up destroying both of us pretty good. So overall, it was an okay game. I was expecting a lot more because I've heard a lot about this game. It was fine. It was I don't know. I'm sure when it came out, it was really good, really revolutionary. But at this point, I compared it to Creature Caravan. I'd rather play Creature Caravan. But yeah, is fine. I'll play it anytime it's out. I know that next time, just kind of focus on those green cards at the beginning, and then kind of switch to those purple cards. But yeah, so it was fine. I don't think it's one that I need in my collection, especially with all the expansions that are out there and stuff like that. So It's okay. Yeah, it's a cute game, but I'm not going to get it for cuteness alone. The tree. So this was the Places copy. That tree was so beat up, and trying to put it together, like the cardboard was all messed up, and it was kind of a pain. And in a way, I was just kind of like, let's just not even play with it. You don't need it. It's just kind of where the card goes. It had definitely seen better days, though. Okay, Food Chain Island. I thought I had this one here too, but I guess I don't. Food Chain Island. This is a small. Yeah, Dennis. I if I had the game, I would never set it up either. I heard in the whatever it is, the big box, the master set, that they like made it wooden, or they did something. I don't know. People love it, and that's fine. It's just another game. Okay, Food Chain Island. This is a small wallet-sized game, so literally it's a little this big. It's a button-shy game. This was designed by Scott Ames, and it is in his Simply Solo collection that he's done. So he's done a lot of solo games. I've featured quite a bit of them on the channel here with Warp's Edge, Conserve Us. I guess really those are the only two that I've played. But then he's got Food Chain Island. And this one was really good. I really liked this one. It's 16 cards. And I think it's 16. It's somewhere around there. But every card has a number on it. And so you set out the cards in a grid in front of you. And each number is a different organism, right? So you have the plant, which I think might be a 1. It might be a 0. I don't remember off the top of my head. And then you have the number 1, which I think it's an insect. A number 2, which is something else. But basically, these numbers, as they're increasing, it's a bigger animal. So these animals can eat anything that's 3 or less numbers from it. So the spider, which is number 3, can eat the 2 and the 1 and the 0. And so on your grid, if the spider is up here and the plant is down here, it can move 1 and eat whatever is there. The goal of the game is to only have 1 stack of cards left. So you want to find a way to place those animals on top of each other and eat each other. Now every card has a different ability on there as well. And those abilities are things like if this predator eats, the next time it can eat something that's 4 less. Or if this predator eats something, next time it can eat adjacently. If the fly eats, you can move it anywhere in the grid. So you've got all these kind of little special abilities to manipulate the grid a little bit. And it was done really well. It played in about 20 minutes. We were on a ferry on the way back from the Orcas Islands back towards Washington mainland. And, I had a little table and I was able to set it up and just play it there. Took up barely any room. Took up about 20 minutes. I actually got to play it, I think, 3 times on the ferry. So that was really nice. It was a good little travel game that I actually really enjoyed. What do we have next? All right. Up next, we have Guild Academies of Valeria, and that's actually the game that is set up here in front of me. And so, actually, you know what? I can do this to show you guys a little bit more of the game. So this is Guild Academies of Valeria. I'm planning on streaming it next week. But in this game, you are going to be drafting die from down here. And so these numbers indicate the level of the student, so their knowledge. So what you're wanting to do is graduate these dice up to eventually a 6, but then one more, so to a 7. And then you will place them in these kind of classrooms. Or actually, you'll place them in these classrooms beforehand. But like here, you need some type of teacher. So these are your teachers. You need these 2 types of students, and then they provide you these benefits. And those benefits are things like knowledge, coins, victory points, and that's how you level them up. So once you have leveled up these students, once you've graduated them, you can send them out on quests. And these quests need different kind of objectives there. So like this one needs a orange and then any color die. And if you complete the quest, you get 2 coins and 2 victory points. You will also be sending people up here to the headmasters, I think is what they're called. And so this headmasters, they'll give you kind of rule breakers. That's what these green ones are. And then towards the end of the game, you start moving them to these purple ones. And those are end game scoring. So it's pretty cool how you do the dice drafting. And then you build out your actions with these tiles. And then there's different ways to get bonuses and stuff like that. So that is Guild Academies of Valeria. I like this game. I think it's good. I think it does play better multiplayer. The solo is fine. There's 4 cards in the solo that you have to control. And it's the 4 actions that it does. So that's pretty cool. It is really easy to run. It does get a bunch of points at the end of the game just for being an AI, which kind of is a pain. You get these purple ones here. These are end game scoring conditions. So like for whatever colors you have or whatever. The most I can get on these, or the most I have gotten on these, is anywhere between like 6 to 8. The AI automatically gets 10 for just having one. So that feels kind of bad. But, you know, AIs, they're rule breakers. They always get that kind of stuff. Dennis, yes, it does look really nice on the table. I'm very happy that it all fits on the table because it's huge. And Ken, I don't know why you have a crown. I kind of hopped on a little bit, it might have been yesterday, and I saw Michael had a crown as well. Maybe that was Monday. I don't know. Maybe a new thing that Google implemented here. I can click on it, and it doesn't say what it is. I think it says top fan. So, but don't know how you get one. So, congrats on having a crown. All right, next one is Hyperstar Run. This is another button shy game, little wallet game designed by Scott Elms in the same Simply Solo collection. This game is it's a take on side scroller video games. So you have anywhere between 9 to 12 cards, depending on what difficulty you want to play on. And so these cards have different different symbols on them. And these are the symbols that you have to play in order to defeat them. So you have 3 cards, and you get more as you play a little bit longer. But you start off with 3 cards and then 2 kind of starter cards or whatever. So really 5 cards. So what you'll do is you'll start with the first card on the left. There's 2 enemies on there. We'll say there's an X and then a circle. You have to play either an X or a circle in order to move on to the next card. So you'll play one of those cards. And then your little token moves on to the next card. Now at this point, you can use any of the symbols in the previous cards, symbols in your hand, to defeat this one. So if you don't want to defeat it, because every card has a little action that it can be done on the bottom, you can flip one of the cards in your hand, and you can use that card now for the action that it gives. And that action can be something like swap cards in the table somewhere. It can be, I don't know, discard this card from your hand, something like that. It's going to give you some type of ability to do. There's ways that you can get combos to make it easier. And then once you run out of cards in your hand, wherever you left off on your run, you are going to leave all those cards face up. You're going to start back to the beginning and start on a second run. You will get one of the cards into your hand, and then you'll have one more card to be able to play for that run. So the point of the game is to make it to the last card in 4 runs, so 4 different rounds, while doing the abilities, triggering any combos or anything like that. This game was pretty good. I did enjoy Food Chain Island better. And this one, again, it's a really small one. I played it on that same ferry. I played it, I think, twice on there. It was about 10-15 minutes. The thing that I didn't enjoy, there was a lot of luck in it with how the cards come out. There was one game, I think my second game, I beat it in less than 10 minutes because the last 3 cards had combo lines through them, and that was very easy to get through. But then my first one, I think I did win, and I don't remember if I won or not. But it was a lot harder just because the way the cards came out. And again, there's not a huge variety with the cards that they come out. Of course, they're going to come out in different locations, but there's only 16 cards in the deck, so not a ton that's going to come out there. Starting STS with Silent. What is STS? Hey, Pat. But yeah, Hyperstar Run, it's fun. It kind of gave me Neon Rain vibes a little bit, just because of the arcade feel of it. So the theme kind of gave me that a little bit. They played a little bit different, but yeah. Pat, I know nothing about Slay the Spire. I have not played the digital version or the other one, but it looks cool. All right, this is a Devon game. This is Imperial Settlers. So, all I know is Dennis. This was 51st State was re-implemented, or this was re-implemented by 51st State, something like that. They're the same game, basically, is what I'm trying to say, or close to the same game. But let me pull up what Devon said here. He said, very fun. I really liked how all 4 factions had different paths to points, even though we were all ultimately doing the exact same actions. It had a good progression from nothing to sprawling tableau. I'm sad I only have the base game and not more factions to explore. Also, it somehow managed to have take that never felt bad. No one was ever upset when one of their buildings was razed. It gave the proper consolation prize plus foundation that everyone was okay with. So I know after he had played this one, he did text us and said that he really enjoyed it. He thought it was a very good game. So I'm sure him and I will play it at some point on the channel. That's awesome, Pat. I hope you get to enjoy that place. Dennis, have you played Imperial Settlers, and have you compared it to 51st State? But yeah, like I said, I know that he really enjoyed it, so I'm sure at one point we will put it on the channel, and possibly he'll get some of the expansions. 2 minutes from Brother's shop, and I have... Oh, that's where you're going to be the Dice Roy at? Is it going to be at that shop? Should be a ton of fun. So yeah, that was Imperial Settlers. All right, up next, Kinfire Chronicles. Yes, you did, Dennis. You did offer that to us. I remember. Someday, we'll get it. I know you're not super far from where Devon's at. We'll just have to figure it out. Kinfire Chronicles. This has been my new obsession. I posted a review on my channel, or on the channel about a week ago. Still loving it. Still really enjoying it. It's set up underneath this table, which is why I've been doing quite a few videos on top of the table. But yeah, it's great. And Pat, that's the non-upgraded version that I have. The upgraded version is all acrylic standees. So kind of like your characters are acrylic, but with the upgrades, you can make all the enemies acrylic instead of the cardboard. but I think it's perfect how it is. It is just awesome setup, tear down, all of that. It's honestly, I think probably the best campaign game. Maybe not the most accessible campaign game, just because of that ease to come back to it. So I won't go on too much about it just because I did post that review not too long ago. But I really, really do enjoy it. And I'm about halfway through with it, so I will keep on playing it. Dennis, you have not played Settlers. I'm going to assume there's expansions in 51st States for all the factions and stuff as well. Or did they just incorporate them into the base game? Okay, King Domino. King Domino Classic. If I wasn't unemployed, I would have got it today. Ooh, I didn't know there was a Kickstarter. The friendly, the friendly local game shop has a all-in bundle. Yeah, it's an expensive one. It's a campaign game. It's expensive for sure. King Domino. This is a classic. I think Devin talked about this one last month that he played. They actually just released a digital version of this game, and I got it. Hey, Steve. So you've got a crown and it says number 2 next to your thing. And Ken's got a crown and it says number 1. Interesting. I wonder... Oh, there's something about XP. King Domino. We got to play this again up in Washington with Nina. So after we finished Everdell, like I said, she was an older lady. She didn't want to play anything super heavy after Everdell because that was kind of her limit. Anyway, the crowns are a new thing YouTube added. The more people comment, the more XP they get. And then they get crowns. Pat, just go blow up all our videos. I have extra card expansions, but only the OG. I believe there may be a few extra characters. Huh, interesting. But King Domino, just super easy. You have little tiles that look like dominoes. They have different terrains on them. And those terrains you match up, and then at the end it's just multipliers. So if you have 3 crowns with 4 desert terrains, that will be 12 points. Just however you get it. And then there is different ways that you can play for having like your castle in the middle, or having a perfect 5x5 grid, which was really funny because as I was explaining the game, Nina had played it before and Kirsten has played the game a bunch before. But I was explaining those variants to her, and she's like, "Are you sure that's in the rulebook?" I was like, yeah, this is how I've always played. She was like, "My son has never taught me those things." And I was like, "Well, they're right here. I can show you." She's like, no, I believe you, but my son has never taught me those. So it was super funny. She was getting upset at her son, who it seems like she plays most of her games with, about never letting her try the variant. So it was fun. We got to introduce her to the what is it called? The Middle Kingdom and Perfect Harmony or something like that. So that was super funny. I have heard that Queen Domino is a little gamery, or a little bit more games. But yeah, haven't ever tried it. I think King Domino's great. So we'll have to maybe I'll try Queen Domino at one point. Yeah, it was super funny, Pat. She was like very upset that her son had never taught her those variants. All right, coming up next, let's go to Japan. So on that, at the beginning of the month, when Kirsten and I were at a D20 tavern, same day that we played Creature Caravan, she destroyed me at Creature Caravan. Absolutely destroyed me. So after that, I was a little bit upset that she beat me at that game. So we went and she said, "Well, we'll play. Let's play this one. I enjoyed this one, so got Let's Go to Japan." And it was funny. The first time I introduced this game to her, I told her, I was like, "Hey, I don't want to sound like a douche or anything like that, but I've played this game a ton on Board Game Arena, so don't be upset if you lose." and she absolutely destroyed me the first time we played it. So she just gives me hell anytime that we're playing this one. She's like, "Oh, you're so good at this one." But it was fun because I actually got to play it with her again, and I destroyed her this time. So that was a lot of fun. So she absolutely wiped the floor with me on Creature Caravan, and then I did the same back on here for Let's Go to Japan. Got to kind of avenge my first loss. So at that point, we were kind of 1-1, so we had to play another game, which I'll get to here in a little bit. But it was a lot of fun. It was a good one. I just like the planning of the trip of this one, and just kind of going through the end stages there, where you go through your whole day and score it from there. There was a couple playing this today. I sold a print for this game. Awesome. That's really cool, Pat. I'm glad that you got to play it. When you play Clue or Mancala. Hey, Pat, did you ever back, I don't know what it was called, Madcala? Did you back that game? Also, I just saw that they are doing a Alice in Wonderland's War duo. So I know you had been interested in Wonderland's War. You got 3 copies of it. There you go. It's quite a bit. So yeah, Let's Go Japan. Fun game. Really like it. Okay, this is another one of Devin's. This is Madam Ching, which is just I don't know anything about this game except that it's Madam Ching. And Devin said, just kind of nothing to say. Overall, pretty boring. I wouldn't play it again. No bad mechanics or anything to point out. Just a nothing game. So with that being said, let me actually kind of look up what Madam Ching is about. Madam Ching. So it looks like she was a pirate. That's the first thing that it says. So it's a hand management game that came out in 2014. Laugh out loud. It doesn't have a hook. I've heard boring. Hand management game, which 2 to 4 players try to put together voyages that take their ships far across the waters, possibly all the way to Hong Kong. You have 4 cards in hand. Each card has a number 1 to 50 something. They have colored bars. You play a card, draft one of the available ones, then move one of your ships to the right of the oceans. Players then repeat this process, possibly starting a new one or adding onto the journey that they've already begun. When you can't add on to a journey, you must start a new one. You score that voyage. You have symbols on your cards to claim bonuses and stuff like that. So looks like just some type of route building, set collection, hand management game. But yeah, I guess I will never get to play it just because Devin did not enjoy it at all. And that's okay. This is not anything that's on my radar or anything like that. So building trains, well, this one's not trains, it's boats. She was the pirate, but yeah, building some type of route. Oops. There we go. Up next, Neon Rain. So I got to play this one twice, possibly 3 times. No, I got to play this one 3 times this month. Pat, thank you so much for sending this one. I got to show off the insert in all of its glory, its beautiful aqua-colored glory. But yeah, so the first time I played this one, again with my wife, this was... Okay, so we played Peacemakers, which I'll get to in a little bit. Then we played this one, Neon Rain. And I think we played 2 games of it back to back, and she destroyed me. Absolutely destroyed me on this one. And so I played Blacksmith, who... I don't remember Blacksmith's ability right now. I think he got to, like, add more stars on or something. I don't remember exactly. But then Kirsten had... let me see. I don't remember the name of her person either, but she was able to block stuff. And So, she was just creaming me, blocking everything that I was sending to her. She played Flower? Yeah. So she played Flower, this person. And this person can play a throw against an opponent's counter cards. So she was just countering all of my counters. And I got to play Blacksmith, who added a damage to the green cards. That's what it was. And so I didn't have a ton of green cards coming out, so I wasn't able to use them. And then anytime I did, she was blocking all my stuff. But this is just a 1v1. It can be 2v2, but just a battler where you have some opponent or some person and you're playing against each other, and it takes on that kind of arcade style game where you have buttons that you can press. So you are sending these buttons. You have joysticks that give you different things. You're trying to collect stars in order to do your finisher ability. You can discard cards, all that kind of stuff. So it's just a take on an arcade style game. And it's done pretty well. Plays really quickly, and the solo was good. I think doing some type of like gauntlet with it is fun. I liked, let me go here again. Yeah, and so, the solo was fun because you have the opponent, and then you're just flipping a card over, and that card is telling you exactly what to do for the opponent's turn, whether it's doing some type of damage or throwing some cards away. Yeah, Steve, it's pretty cool, and it plays within 15-20 minutes. I did the solo playthrough on the channel, so if you want to check it out, you can check it out there. I don't know how much replayability it has overall, but I'm sure at some point you can just come out with expansions for different characters and stuff like that. But yeah, it was good. It was enjoyable. So she beat me on this one. So I got her on Spice Road. She beat me on Creature Caravan. She beat me on Neon Rain. And then I beat her on Let's Go to Japan. So that is the 4 games that we got to play together. We traded off wins. So that was pretty cool. And then this was actually the game that we started off with. And this is a co-op. This is Peacemakers. I've gotten solo this one on the channel a little bit as well. But this game is... this game, you are anthropomorphic creatures going to distant lands in order to prevent war. So you are not actually fighting with the factions or anything like that. You're just trying to control the other factions' actions by thwarting their plans, by changing up their schemes, by just messing with their deck. So you have to work together with your partner to figure out your location and what you can do to neutralize your opponents. Not really opponents, but the people that are fighting. Steve, I think it's a very fun game. I really do enjoy it. So with Kirsten, when I got to play it with her, she didn't really understand the point behind the game because, again, you don't want the factions to kill each other. You want to make them hurt each other enough to where they both want to give up, but not to where you kill them. Because if one faction dies, the other faction wins, and you have not brought peace onto the lands. So she didn't really understand that at the very beginning. But as we started playing it a little bit more, she started understanding, like, oh, okay, we need to bring this card up in their deck. I think it's really good. It is a game that I would recommend. I think I would play it solo, mainly. I've mentioned it a couple times. I'm not really a huge co-op person, just because I like making the decisions on my own. And it plays well solo. I just play it two-handed. But, playing it with Kirsten, it was good also. So, just not my preferred way to play it, but I would play it with her again. Just not my preferred way. So, Pat, Neon Knights, the baby sub company of Chip Theory. That makes sense for new heroes and expansions. Is Roth in the same Neon Knights sub universe or whatever it is, or sub company? So yeah, I think it's a really good game. I think it's fun. Definitely keep playing it. I'm on the 5th scenario of the game. I think there's 6 in total. So again, not a ton of replayability with this game, Steve. Although every time you play it, it is going to be different because of the way that the cards are stacked. But the base setup is generally going to be the same. But they do give you achievements that you can do. So complete this level without any units dying, or complete this level without something, and so on. So, yeah, I think it's a really good one. I don't think so. Let me look. Maybe Manny did the art. Manny did do the art on that game, so I'm not sure. All right, Roll for the Galaxy. This is one that we streamed last week. This is a reimplementation of Race for the Galaxy. Just instead of cards, you are rolling dice, and those dice get to determine your action. Devin absolutely destroyed me in this game. Makes sense. These are his style of games and not my style of games. But it was good. I thought it was fine. I would definitely play this over Race for the Galaxy at any point. Yeah, I think I would always play this one over Race. There's just so much dice manipulation that it was done really well. So I really liked that. I like the fact that you have different like starting abilities. So for me, mine was, instead of putting the tile that you're drawing on the bottom, you could place it on top. So if there was something that I really wanted to build, I could have that on top. Devin's ability was something to do with his red dice. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something about he could get dice back if he had red dice out there. I don't really remember. But again, that's another game where you are going to be trying to build up your dice pool so that you have more dice, so that whenever you're using them, whenever you're activating them, you have more in your reserve for later. So I kind of came to the issue towards the end of the game where I didn't have enough dice, and I was having to just waste turns on buying them back. But yeah, I think it was done really well. And again, I would definitely play this one over Race for the Galaxy at any point. Now, with that being said, Devin does have the expansions for Race for the Galaxy, so I'm sure we'll play to try out those expansions. But yeah, this one was just fun. I like dice. Okay, Scara Bray. This is one of the newer ones from Garfield Games. I got solo this one on the channel. Devin and I got to play this one, I want to say last month on the channel. And then I got to play it at 3 players with Joe at BGGCon. And this one's just really fun. I really like it. It was my first time soloing it. The solo is interesting because it's a beat your own score, and the score is 45. And so in order to beat it, you don't just have to get the 45 points. You also have to complete some tasks. And I'm fine with the beat your own score aspect of the game. What I didn't really enjoy was the tasks. Now, there's 4 minor tasks and then a bigger task. The minor tasks were okay because they gave you some type of benefit. So, for example, if I turned in these resources, I would complete this task, plus I would get to do some type of action. So that was good. I really liked that. But then, your major task was things like have 12 or more food resources at the end of the game, or have 2 sets of everything at the end of the game, or have 6 marine people at the end of the game, something like that. And I think mine was have sets at the end of the game, and I just didn't, the cards that I drafted didn't allow me to get sets. Now, I could have gotten the sets if I went for it early on in the game, but that would have just completely changed my game plan. So it feels kind of lucky to be able to complete those tasks. If you have the one that's 6 blues and only 5 blues come out in the game, you're never going to be able to complete that task. So you don't have to complete them to win, but if you don't complete them, it's negative victory points. So it's a lot harder to win. I think the solo is fun. It's just that part throws me off a little bit. You misheard sets. Yeah, not that. So I don't know. It feels a little lucky to get them. So I don't know. I'll keep on playing it, keep on trying it, just to see if maybe in the solo game, just kind of go head first and try to complete those tasks, and then just kind of work around it, or just see if you can win without completing the tasks. I'm not sure. It's good. It's a good game. Do enjoy it. All right, Station to Station. Devin and I, we recorded this one right after we played Roll for the Galaxy last week. I should have it edited this week, and it should be up on the channel next Tuesday. This is a lighter weight game by Alley Cat Games that is similar to Ticket to Ride. Devin and I both kind of walked away saying it was similar to Ticket to Ride, but honestly, much better than Ticket to Ride. It has the route building from the game. So, you've got all the cities in the United States, and you're going to start off with some tickets, and these tickets are connect this city to this city. And so that's not the main point of the game, though. That's not the main way that you're going to get points. That is just a way for you to get points. So you'll start your train off in a city, and on the bottom of that city, it's going to sell some goods. So it can be things like wheat, oil, steel. I don't remember the other stuff. We were calling it silly stuff on the stream because it looked like French fries. It looked like books. So during the playthrough, we call it stuff that it's not. But there's 5 different resources that you can buy. And then when you move to another city, there are tiles on there that you can either complete by spending resources. It could be supplies, so it could give you some type of resource, or it can be a caboose to add onto your train, which will give you ongoing benefits. After that, you can hire some crew members, and these crew members give you some one-off abilities. Not one-off abilities, but they give you abilities that you can do throughout the game. So spending coal to get books, or anytime you do this, you get something. You can move twice for free. So it gives you some type of rule breaker. And then you'll play through 3 seasons, and then at the end of the game, just whoever has the most points wins. In reality, it's a pick up and deliver route kind of building game. And like I said, it reminded us of Ticket to Ride, but a little bit more gamey, and honestly, just a little bit more fun than that, because we had mentioned anytime we play Ticket to Ride, what both of us do is just gather a whole bunch of cards. The whole first half of the game is just gathering cards of routes and then playing all those cards and making the longest route that you can. In this game, that's not really what you do. That's just part of the game. So it was really good. Definitely be keeping this one in the collection for a while. So, and I think, nope. This might be the last one. No, there's one more after this. This is Suro. Again, this was the last game that we got to play with Nina up in Washington. We finished Everdell, and then she didn't want to learn anything heavy. She had mentioned Suro. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? This is a game that we all know how to play. This will play in 10 minutes. So we got to play Suro. Suro is a game. There's nothing... I don't know. It's fine. It's fine with my middle schoolers. It is Tron the board game. That is exactly what it is. That's a great way to put it. I have this game. I keep it at my school because it's fun to play with middle schoolers. Not so fun to play with gamers that want an actual game. You're saying it's Tron because you have a little piece, right? You've got your little piece, and then you've got a tile, and the tile has different paths. So Suro, it's called Suro, the game of path, or follow the path, something like that. So you put your path in front of your little piece, and then your piece just follows that path. Ooh, interesting. Pablo, I got the sequel, Suro of the Seas, because you played the original. So what do the boats add? So anyway, you place your piece there, and then you follow the path. Now, when you follow that path, you want to stay on the board, because if your little piece goes off of the board, you lose. Or if your little piece runs into somebody else's piece, you lose. So, it's fun with middle schoolers, again, because when it's me, they're all just coming after me. So I'm trying to avoid all of them. But when I play this game with someone like Devin or my wife, where we don't want to interact with each other, it's just two people kind of doing their own thing until you get to the last tile, and then that's kind of it. Whoever can't play anything loses. So it was fun because we got to play it, at a new location with a new person. But it's just not a game that I will ever go for unless I'm playing with 12-year-olds. So that is Suro. And then finally, this one should have come after Peacemakers, or actually before Peacemakers. This was Pandemic Season 2, Pandemic Legacy Season 2. And honestly, I can't say anything about this game because I'm not watching Devin's playthroughs of it. I am avoiding all of his playthroughs of it because I am going to play that game eventually. My wife and I got to play January, and then we just kind of stopped. So I don't want to know too much of what's going on it. So I'll kind of tune in a little bit on his plays, but I don't ever stick around for them. What I will say is he texted us Sunday night, because he streamed this on Monday. So he texted our little group chat and said June is unwinnable. And he told us, we've already connected all the cities, we've done this, unless this one specific thing happens, completely unwinnable. So I believe he lost on Monday. Actually, I texted him, and I'm pretty sure he said that he lost. And he was like, yeah, it was legit unwinnable. But then he just kind of came back and said that they're just ahead in the game of where they should be at this point. So the game is just kind of catching up, and the next month should be winnable again, or their retry of June should be winnable. So it seems like a lot of fun. It seems to be that he's enjoying it more than Season 1, which is good because Season 1 was a lot of fun. So whenever I get this one back to the table, I'm sure it will be fun. It did not happen. Yeah, and Lacey seemed to really be liking it as well. So glad they're having fun with that game. And I believe that is it. Yeah, we are back here to Century. So that is 19 games that Devin and I got to play. And we only played 2 games together. We played Station to Station and Roll for the Galaxy together. And now, as you see, he's not here with me again, just because 4th of July stuff. Next week, we will not be together. Actually, we're not going to be together again until the 25th. Life, work, summer, all that kind of stuff just creeping in. So we'll just keep on keeping on like we have been. And like I said, I will be doing a stream next week, next Monday. Yes, next Monday of this game here that's already on the table because I've already got it set up. But yeah, y'all were Dad and Dice mostly last month. Yeah, we were Dad and Dice. Dad on our own terms. And then, yeah, we'll see. But it's working. I think it's working. It's all right. It's not too bad. I have come to the conclusion that I do enjoy playing games with him more than I enjoy playing solo. Even though he beats me 98% of the time, it is a lot of fun to get to go over there on Tuesdays. It was pretty good so he came over last Friday. And he generally comes over after I put my daughter to bed. But Lola, she really likes Devin. She finds him to be super fun. And so I told her, I was like, hey, Devin's coming over, 96.5. That actually might be true, because I'm not sure. Well, he's got all the stats. But yeah, so Lola was just very excited that he was going to come over. And then he wasn't coming over, and it wasn't coming over. And then it was time to put her to bed. And she's like, I'm not going to get to see him. I was like, no, I'm sorry. So the next morning, we woke up and we were kind of talking. And she's like, well, did Devin come over? I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I wish he would bring Luna over at night and we could watch a movie. And so then immediately I was like, oh, heck yeah. So I texted Devin and I was like, hey, Lola wants you to bring your daughter over. They can sit in front of the TV and just watch Frozen all night, and we can play games all night. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So we're hoping to get that scheduled soon where the girls and his little boy can just watch Disney Plus, and then we can all play games. That'll be a ton of fun. Hey, Ian. Thanks for coming in for a little bit. We appreciate it. Hope you're having fun on your vacation there. And hopefully you're getting some good games in. John, yes, you can relate. It's I think everybody will have to lose to Devin at some point. I didn't watch his playthrough yesterday of Ezra and Nehemiah, and he said he doubled the score of the AI, and so he's just good at games. Let It Go, yes, that is the theme to my life. So that's all that I have. I appreciate you guys being here. Again, we're just going to keep on keeping on with what we've been doing. We'll do some live streams next week, and just kind of go from there. So appreciate you guys being here. Until next time, as always, remember to like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really does help us, helps our channel grow. Have a good night. See y'all later. And have a happy 4th of July, and I hope everybody has 5 fingers on Saturday. See y'all later.